What's up, my awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys. Today's video, I want to talk about physical media and talk about some of my favorite releases from 2020. But before I get to that, I want to say happy 2021 to you all. I hope you guys have a great year. I hope it's a much better year than 2020 was. So once again, happy 2021 to you all, and happy new year. I hope it was a great and safe one for you guys. As far as the channel goes, real quick, look out for many more videos to come. I know I've been kind of absent the last week. I only posted one video like a week and a half ago. Took a little bit of a break, but I am back, and stay tuned for more videos to come this year, guys. In February, I'm going to be doing a new Blu-ray and 4K collection overview. I know it doesn't seem that long ago that I did my 2021. I'm going to do it differently though, guys. Last year I pulled out every movie and I talked about it. This year we're going to go by shelf and kind of just show you guys the setup, because I changed it up a little bit, and kind of do it that way. So you're going to see the point of view of the Blu-ray and 4K collection. Also, I'll probably do a DVD collection overview, which I normally don't do, but I still have a nice little kind of small collection of DVDs, and there's a lot of movies that still have yet to get Blu-ray releases that I have on DVD. So I'll probably be doing that as well. Stay tuned for more film or ranking and discussion videos on film franchises, or favorite kind of subgenres of movies or genres of movies. So stay tuned for that. I do have one coming up at the end of the week for the Karate Kid / Cobra Kai kind of universe or franchise, where I'll be combining the TV show and the movie franchise and ranking and discussing that universe. So stay tuned for that, guys. I look forward to doing that, and stay tuned for many more videos to come, guys. 2021 is going to be, once again, another great year for YouTube and the movie community, the film community, the horror movie community. I feel like 2020, even though it was not a great year for anybody, I feel like the YouTube community was much stronger, and I'm really so thankful to be a part of this community full of wonderful YouTubers like you guys, film lovers, horror movie lovers. It's amazing, and stay tuned for more videos from me this year. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be talking about physical media and my favorite stuff that came out last year that were released on Blu-ray or 4K. Not a lot of brand new movies, some of them, but not a lot of them. We got more of back catalog titles, so first time released movies that were probably on DVD or VHS for a long time that finally got Blu-ray releases, or movies from Blu-ray to 4K that got released. And so I'm here to talk about my favorite ones. They might not have the best picture qualities, some of them definitely don't, but they were just so awesome to get on Blu-ray. Some are steelbooks, some are re-releases with the same, transfers. But I just love these physical copied release movies, or these home release movies that I now have displayed in my collection. So I don't care what some people say. Some people want to say that physical media is dying. I feel like it's getting better. I feel like it's still strong. There's plenty of people that still collect DVD, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that a lot more people still collect DVD. And so it's so funny to hear people say that, physical media is dying. But I think it's still strong, and I think we're going to have a lot more great releases this year, by far. And so anyway, guys, I want to get started. Hope you enjoy this video. The first thing I want to talk about is something that came out from a media-on-demand company website, Stinky Tuna. You guys have heard me talk about them before. I do want to talk about their website because I honestly bought a lot from their website in 2020. The first thing I bought, though, which is still my favorite thing, is True Lies, finally on some type of Blu-ray. Now, if you guys don't know about this, True Lies is one of those films that for some reason James Cameron has yet to release on a, official Blu-ray or 4K release. We're still waiting for this and The Abyss, and apparently, they're pretty much done, and we're just waiting for the approval from James Cameron. So I hope one day we get a true release of this movie and The Abyss, But right now, this Blu-ray that Stinky Tuna released, it's in 1080p. It looks and sounds great compared to the old DVD I had, which when I played it on my 4K TV was literally a small box. And so it was not a great DVD to watch. And so when I came across Stinky Tuna and saw that they had True Lies, I had to pick this one up, and it looks and sounds great, guys. If you've not yet got it, what I love about Stinky Tuna, first of all, is they do have a lot of catalog titles. They have Netflix original movies and TV shows. They put a lot of effort into their releases, and they are affordable. That's the one thing I love about them. So, for instance, right now, from what I remember, this is only $14.88. I paid $17.98 for this, so it went down in price. So check out Stinky Tuna. I think right now they're taking a break for as far as New Year's went, so their website's not open to shop, but they will be open soon again. Please check them out. Again, highly impressed with this, highly impressed with their website. Had to give them a shout out because, again, I bought a lot from them, and yes, they are media on demand titles, but they do such a great job, and this is one of them. Again, True Lies looked and sounded great. They do a really good job as far as detail goes. And again, the prices are right. So had to mention that one real quick. The next one is a brand new movie that we did get this year that I did watch on 4K. I still have a lot from Christmas I have to watch, so that's why I'm not mentioning those, or Vinegar Syndrome stuff, because I have yet to watch that stuff. But something like The Joker, came out on Blu-ray and 4K and DVD in the beginning of 2020. This is a brand new movie that we did get, and it looks and sounds amazing. The detail's great. You could see like his makeup up close, the wrinkles. I mean, it's just so awesome on 4K. And one that I personally love, I know critics were kind of mixed with this movie. I loved it. I saw it in theaters with my buddy Brian, and then I saw it on 4K when I got it, and I love this film so much. So I at least wanted to talk about one brand new movie that came out last year, so on Blu-ray and 4K. Came out in 2019 in theaters, but we got it on Blu-ray and 4K in 2020. So I wanted to talk about at least one brand new movie that we got. The next one is kind of like a series or a franchise or universe of movies that we got on 4K. And I watched the original trilogy, and I thought overall they looked awesome. Each one of them I was really impressed with. But the one that really popped out was Star Wars A New Hope, or just Star Wars. This movie looked and sounded fantastic. It is the best the movie's ever looked. Outside of the original trilogy that I watched the original trilogy. Outside of those, this one is the best one of them all, of the three, there we go, that looked the best as far as sound quality and picture quality. If you don't want to collect all the Star Wars movies, but say you just want to collect the original trilogy, you could do that, and I highly recommend picking up A New Hope. That one looked and sounded, again, fantastic. So we got some steelbooks this year from Best Buy, a lot of steelbooks from Best Buy, and I did pull out, some of my favorite ones. Two of them that I loved that came out around October or the end of September was Halloween and the Evil Dead 1 and 2 Collection Steelbook. The first thing that I really love about these, and I think every company should do this with steelbooks, is they have these really cool like slipcovers, which look amazing, first of all, because they have detail on the clear slips, but it just protects the steelbooks, and I love that. And again, I think every company should do that with steelbooks. I think it's fantastic. Both of these are pretty much re-released 4Ks. There's nothing new as far as the transfer goes or bonus features, but what I love about these is that they're just really awesome collector's items. The designs are fantastic. I'll show you the Halloween one first. I'm not going to go into too details with these because I do have more detailed videos on my channel about them. But you have the front with Michael Myers, and then the back with Laurie Strode. Classic characters from the original film, and just a very detailed steelbook. So the Halloween one is amazing. And then the Evil Dead one is even, it's up there with it. So they're both amazing. But I love this slipcover. So you take that off, There's that. There's the back. And then here is the steelbook. And then the back of it. So very cool. Really, again, happy with these. And originally I was not going to get the Evil Dead, but then I saw some friends like talk about it and had to get the Evil Dead steelbook. So now I actually got all the movies in some type of steelbook format, which is really cool. I got Army of Darkness from Scream Factory / Shout Factory, and then I got the Evil Dead remake that I got from my amazing friends Brian and Heather for Christmas. So I got that steelbook, which I have it up there, so I'll have to show that at some point when I do the collection overview. Some other release titles that we got from a company that I absolutely love, and the fact that they also sold these at Walmart was even better because, you know, if you don't like to order online, you can either pick them up at Walmart or go to Walmart's website, and they were also really affordable. So the first one might not have the best transfer. I think it's the best the movie's ever looked, though, because before this, we always had a out-of-print DVD or VHS tapes. I personally remember seeing this movie a lot on a recorded VHS tape, but we had Vestron's Little Monsters finally come out on Blu-ray, and this was amazing as far as like having this on Blu-ray goes, and bonus features wise, you know. I never thought we would get Little Monsters on Blu-ray, and we did. And again, even though this isn't the best transfer, it is the best the movie's ever looked. I'm really happy with it. The price was affordable. I got these on Diabolic's website, and I got the next one with this one for like a package deal. So it was really cool. Again, really affordable, guys. You can pick these up at Walmart. I believe you can still pick them up. Or Amazon has them for the same price. I think they're $14 or less. So definitely pick up Little Monsters if you grew up with it like I did. I think you'll be really happy with it. And then Shivers was the other one that Vestron released, and this is one of my favorite David Cronenberg movies. I love Shivers. It's crazy, it's a little odd and weird, but I love his horror movies that he did, or his suspense films, his scary movies. Those are some of my favorite David Cronenberg movies. You got The Brood, you got Videodrome, you got The Fly, Shivers. I'm missing some, but he released a lot of great suspense, scary movies back in the 70s and 80s, and I love Shivers. I have not really dug into the bonus features yet, but you do have a lot of bonus features with this, including an interview with David Cronenberg, which, you know, in my opinion, you don't really see a lot of interviews with him, and you don't see him talk about a lot of his previous movies. So it was really cool to see that he did an interview for Shivers. So eventually I got to dig into that. I've been kind of slacking as far as some bonus features go. I did watch all of Little Monsters, just got to watch Shivers bonus features. The next one, I'm just going to get this one out of the way. I know it wasn't the best kind of, you know, it wasn't the perfect box set for people. I know it had problems. Overall, I think it's a perfect box set because this is the best box set we're ever going to get for this franchise. And that is the Friday the 13th complete collector's edition box set with all the movies from the franchise in there. And again, it did have some issues, you know, they're sending, you know, replacement discs for certain movies, which mine should be coming in the mail today. I haven't got mine yet, but I was looking at the tracking. I should get it today. But they're sending those out, so they've been really good at that. They're sending those out, they're taking care of the problems. So I want to give a huge shout out to Shout Factory and Scream Factory for doing that, for, you know, helping customers out when it comes to that, but also for releasing an overall perfect box set. I mean, this thing is loaded with brand new bonus features and old bonus features. You're getting all of the movies in one set, kind of like we did with the tin, but for me, this is definitely slightly better. You got individual artworks, you got individual cases. I mean, this is the best way to get this set. I'm really happy with this overall. Again, slight issues with it, but still really happy with this set. So I wanted to give a shout out to this box set right there. So happy to have that. And again, if we get any of the other movies in the future on some type of, you know, release, I don't think we're going to get all of them. We might get like the original film on 4K, like a legit 4K. which, by the way, the first 4 movies overall look fantastic. I mean, the first movie, when I watched it on that 4K, not transfer, but scan of the movie, it looked amazing. So Scream Factory, huge shout out again to you guys for doing such an awesome job with these transfers. And even like some of the later movies, because they were released on their separate Blu-rays, I feel like the transfers were even better as far as the way they looked. Definitely the way they sounded, because they all got brand new audios. But normally when you put 2 movies on a 4K or on a Blu-ray, the picture quality doesn't look as well, because they have to try to fit 2 movies on one Blu-ray. So I feel like even though they didn't mention that like 5, 7, and 8, for example, got brand new transfers, they still looked really good. So I was really happy with that set. And again, you know, minor issues, but thank you once again, Shout Factory and Scream Factory, for that release. Really happy with it. I love that. The next one is the next 2, or the next 3 are all steelbooks from Best Buy once again. This one is Psycho, and I just watched this for the first time the other night, so I wanted to watch the transfer, listen to it, see the way it looked before I said anything about this, or before I even did this video. But Psycho, this is the first time we're getting it on 4K. You can get a box set with 3 other Alfred Hitchcock movies along with this one in a set, but I decided just to get Psycho on 4K because this is honestly my favorite one from Alfred Hitchcock, my favorite film from him. And I do have the other movies in a box set up at the top, which I'm really happy with. So didn't want to get that set. Really cool that they have it, but I just went with the steelbook from Best Buy, and I have to say I really like the simple design of this. I also love the fact that we're not only getting the theatrical cut on 4K, but we're getting the uncut version of the movie that was initially released in theaters back in 1960. So this is the first time we're seeing it on a physical media release, which is really cool. And I can definitely tell watching the uncut version of the film that you could tell that they added in maybe like less than a minute of footage, but you could tell that they added stuff in there. If you're really familiar with the movie Psycho, you are going to tell the difference. Sound and picture quality also looked really good, or looked great. I was really impressed with the 4K. So yeah, if this is still available, guys, pick up Psycho. It is amazing. And if you want to get the box set, that's available too. And again, it has Psycho and 3 other movies from Alfred Hitchcock, including The Birds, which I really want that on 4K, but I don't know if I want to spend the money to get, you know, the Psycho again on 4K and The Birds and the 2 other movies. So hopefully one day we do get individual releases of those films that were released in the box set. But going on, guys, I'm going to go through these pretty quick. I got some others to talk about, like a nice little stack of movies to still talk about. But Total Recall, one of the latest steelbooks to come out. Real quick, I will just say I personally thought it looked and sounded great. I know this is kind of getting mixed, you know, feelings as far as the transfer goes. For me, it's the best the movies I've ever looked. It's the best it ever sounded. I had the previous Blu-ray, the Mind-Bending edition, but before that, I had the like really bad Blu-ray that came out. And honestly, even though I did pick up at the time the Mind-Bending edition, I did not watch that Blu-ray like as a whole. I think I popped in like a few scenes and watched it, because when I bought that a week before it came out, I had watched Total Recall on that really bad Blu-ray. And so for me, seeing the best transfer was the first time with the 4K. So I probably had not seen the movie for like at least 8 years before I saw this. But anyway, personally, thought it looked great, thought it sounded great. Really happy with the steelbook from Best Buy. I know this is sold out now, but if you come across it at your local Best Buy, pick it up, guys. And you can get the standard 4K for like $13 on some websites. So really cool, very happy with this. And once again, I love that they included like a protective sleeve, so awesome. This one right here, I wasn't sure if I wanted to get this on 4K, being that I had the other steelbook, which is somewhere around here. Don't know where it is. Oh, it's up at the top. I got the other steelbook. But Hocus Pocus. So I originally wasn't going to get this on 4K. I didn't think it was going to look or sound any better because the previous Blu-ray looks and sounds great. However, this was definitely something I'm glad I picked up on 4K because the transfer and the sound of it is the best the movie's ever looked and sounded. Really happy with the 4K. And I went with the Steelbook because I just like the design. I'm a big fan of it. I like the purples. I like that this almost looks a little bit old school, like as far as the artwork goes. So I had to pick this up from Best Buy. I highly recommend picking up just the standard 4K because, again, it's the best the movie's ever looked, and I was really surprised with that. Better than the Blu-ray transfer. The colors looked natural. You know, when there was brightness, it looked bright and it looked great. Definitely one of the best 4Ks from 2020 in my opinion. Another 4K that I absolutely loved, and I just went with the standard Blu-ray, or the standard 4K for this one, but the 4K for Beetlejuice, I mean, this is definitely like top 5 favorite 4Ks from last year. I loved the look and sound of the 4K of Beetlejuice. It looked amazing. Again, one of the best 4Ks out there from last year, and in a while, it's one of the best 4Ks that we've had. But it sounded really good, and it looked amazing. Again, very natural looks to it, a natural look or atmosphere or tone. You know, it wasn't like too bright, it wasn't like too dark. I feel like we got the best transfer that Beetlejuice is ever going to get. And so if you've not picked up the 4K Beetlejuice and you are a fan, this is one to get. Again, it didn't look too bright, it didn't look too dark. It was very had a very natural colors or very natural look to it. And I was really happy with the 4K. Because sometimes you can get a Blu-ray or 4K where it is just like very, very bright, or like the skin texture on somebody looks very waxy-like. Like the one Blu-ray of Predator that came out, which at the time that I had that Blu-ray, I didn't think it looked bad. Definitely doesn't look bad. But when you watch like the 4K of Predator, the original Predator, I mean, that's the best. That is the best picture quality of that movie. So again, Beetlejuice had a very natural look to it, and I loved it. So pick that one up. Sorry for the rambling. I tend to do that. The next one, not a lot of people are probably going to talk about this, but I love this edition of the movie. Lots of bonus features, but I love the fact that not only are we getting the theatrical cut, but we're also getting a brand new restoration of the uncut version. And let me tell you, if you have the old Lionsgate Blu-ray, get rid of that, get this edition. And I know that in February, we're also going to get a Steelbook from Shout Factory / Scream Factory. So if you want to wait on that, you can. I'm just going to stick with this Blu-ray though, and that is My Bloody Valentine. I, first of all, love this movie. It is one of my favorite slashers, just ever. But one of my favorite 80s slasher movies. Well done, well acted, great atmosphere. I love My Bloody Valentine, but this is the best the movie's ever going to look. You know, unless we get a 4K, which I doubt we're going to ever get a 4K of this movie. But I love the picture and the sound quality. When talking about this movie, I'm talking about the uncut version because that Blu-ray from Lionsgate was a really good Blu-ray. Unfortunately, mine kind of just stopped working. I don't know why. But that was a really good transfer, but you could tell that like the uncut stuff that was in that movie was uncut. They kind of just put it in there, and like the transfer would go back and forth from the theatrical, version to the uncut footage that they put back in there. With this release of the movie though, it flowed naturally. They cleaned it up. They made it look so beautiful. And yeah, this is the best way to go, guys. If you're not going to get this release of My Bloody Valentine, they are releasing a Steelbook in February, which again, I'm not going to pick up because you're not getting anything new except for a new Steelbook. And usually, with Scream Factory releases, I'm not going to upgrade too many things. If it's a really good release of a movie, I'll stick with that. I did pre-order They Live and Prince of Darkness on 4K, though, because they are legit 4Ks. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what Shout and Scream Factory do with, like, 4K released movies. So, like, legit, true 4Ks. So, very cool. But anyway, My Bloody Valentine, pick that one up, guys. I know I'm rambling. I'm going to keep going on with this, but pick up My Bloody Valentine. It's worth getting. The next one comes from Blue Underground, and I was really happy not only rewatching this movie, because now I love this film. I never loved it like the first couple times I saw it, but I'm also really happy with this 4K, and I know it's pricey, but if you're a fan of the movie, like if you've been a fan for years, like I'm just now getting into this movie and loving it, but if you've been a fan of this, this is a 4K worth picking up, worth upgrading, and that is Zombie. Now I know they did that 3 kind of Blu-ray edition with a 4K scan of the film already. I know they released this too soon, in my opinion, because I know a lot of people picked up that Zombie Blu-ray edition, the 3-disc Blu-ray. But if you did not pick that one up, and say you have the old Blu-ray or the 2-disc DVD or the very first DVD of this movie, this is worth getting, guys. I love the transfer. I love the detail in it. I thought it looked amazing. The sound was great. You're getting all the bonus features from that previous Blu-ray that came out before this. You're not getting the soundtrack, but guys, if you don't have this, and say you just have like the original Blu-ray or a DVD copy of it, this is worth picking up. I think Family Video had this cheaper than any other website. I think I got this for like $30 or $30 from Family Video. $30 or $32. But definitely the cheapest I've seen it. And definitely one I'm happy I own now, because now I really love the film. I thought it was okay the first couple times I saw it, but as far as the movie goes, I love it now. And the transfer is one of the best 4Ks from last year. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Jaws. Of course, Jaws came out last year, and once again, like Zombie and so many others I talked about, the best the movie's ever looked. I love Jaws on 4K. I've always loved this movie though, ever since VHS, ever since TV, DVD, Blu-ray. I've always loved Jaws. Jaws looks and sounds amazing on 4K. Everybody knows about this, but if you don't have it yet, pick it up. I believe they just released a standard 4K of it, so if you don't want to get this edition of it, you can get the standard 4K. But if you have 4K, if you're getting into 4K, and say like Jaws is one of your favorite movies, pick that one up, guys. It is totally worth getting. And the last thing I'm going to talk about real quick, and I'm not going to go into detail with this because I did a more detailed unboxing video of it, but that is Dawn of the Dead. This is the Second Sight Films 4K set. So what I love about this is not only do you get overall fantastic transfers from all 3 versions of the movie, but you're getting all 3 versions on 4K, which is really cool. So you're getting the theatrical cut, you're getting the extended Cannes film cut, and you're getting Dario Argento's cut of the movie, which I think it's just called Zombie. But anyway, guys, this set is worth picking up. Very detailed. I love the design from Second Sight Films. Yes, you know, if you don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, you're not going to be able to play the bonus features. That's not what sold me, though. What sold me was having these on 4K, or having this movie on 4K. I have the Ultimate Edition Anchor Bay DVD, which is also like a 4-disc DVD set that has an amazing documentary on there, which for me, like reading the bonus features on this, I thought there's some great bonus features, and you do have one of the last George A. Romero interviews for Dawn of the Dead. And even though I can't play that, that's really cool that they included that. But I love that Anchor Bay documentary that came out almost 20 years ago with the 4 main cast members who did not come back, I believe, for any new bonus features. So I believe that documentary is also on here. So if you can play the Blu-ray, the Blu-ray disc inside, and if you have a region-free Blu-ray player, then you can play those, and it's totally worth watching them. But once again, I just really got it for the movies. I have a documentary already, which I love that documentary. So I just got it for the 4Ks, guys. I was really happy to pick this up. And again, packaging's amazing. Detail's amazing on it. Just really, really happy with that. It might possibly be my favorite release from last year when it comes to physical media. I absolutely love that. So if you want to see a more detailed video, it is on my channel, maybe about a month old, but it is on there. So definitely go look at that and see all the really awesome stuff inside this Dawn of the Dead set. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my first video for 2021. I had to talk about these amazing releases that we got from last year, and it just proves once again that physical media is not dying, despite what some people say. It is still here. We are still getting content. We're still getting DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, and I believe 2021 we're going to get some great stuff as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my first video for 2021. Look out for many more videos to come. So as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles. And so much love to you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.